Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to these people explain how comfortable their Danks furniture is. Danks, the comfort of home.
A very good evening and welcome to Hale Hockey Club for round 16 of the Hockey WA Men's Premier Grade. Hale currently sitting in 9th position and their opponents tonight, Melville, sitting in 6th position. Well, hard to believe these two were playing in the grand final just 2 years ago, but it is very, very close on the league ladder. And just to give you some idea, if Hale win tonight, they will jump above Melville. That's how close it is. There are 6 teams down to 9th that could still break into the final. So plenty to play for with just 7 rounds to go. Well, we'll turn our attention to the Hale lineup and just have a look at the players I think you should be looking out for tonight. They've got a couple of changes from the last game, which was against Fremantle, which finished in a 2-2 draw. Out go Fred Gray, who's moved across to go and play in Germany. And also out is Claxton. In comes Josh Belts, not a bad replacement to be bringing in for Hale. And also Jack Faulkner is back, which is great news for Hale because he's been out with an injury for a long time. Just played 2 games so far this season. But Sam McCulloch is going to be a key player, you feel. I think Matt Fanselm in the defence will also be crucial, along with Braden King and Benji Austin, trying to stop the ball getting through to Leon Hayward in goal. But it's the midfield where this game, you feel, will be won or lost. And Sam Ashton and Dan Sibbald could be crucial, along with Charlie Johnston in that area for Hale. And, of course, they're coached by Jeff Cock. Turning our attention now to Melville. As I said, they're currently sitting in 6th position. They got a few changes from their last game where they lost 3-2 against Reds. That was a home game. And out go Wesley Stewart and Jake Staines. In comes, also out are Jacob Woods and Darcy Nell. So in comes Matt Willis. It's his first game for 6 weeks after having a blow to the face. So we welcome Matt Willis back into the lineup. Davis Atkin, who I think is one of the really exciting players coming through. So creative and also so good defensively in the midfield. Also Kirby Hobbs comes in and Ollie McGill. Now Ollie McGill's been amongst the goals for Melville, so he'll be a good addition. But Ben Staines will be crucial for them in the midfield. Plenty of running you expect from Frank Reynolds as always. He's always busy. James Day, of course, will be looking to get amongst the goals from penalty corners. But Hunter Banyard in goal, well, he's conceded the least goals of any goalkeeper in the Men's Premier League. So, again, it's going to be a real test for Hale to try and get past him. And they're coached by Craig Wilson. I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing all of the action with you. We have had a couple of weeks off in the WA Hockey Premier League, and some of that was because of the under-18s national tournament being held here in Western Australia. But it will be a test today. These two usually pretty tight matches between the two, and I can tell you that the average goals in there when these two meet, going back to 2017, is 5.5 a game. So we'll see if we get that tonight. I'm expecting it to be a little bit tighter. I think this will be cat and mouse being played. Both teams desperate for a win. So I think they'll be erring on the side of caution, trying to make sure that they don't concede. And coming into this game, just to give you an idea, Hale's form this season has been a little bit up and down. They've struggled to put the same team out week after week. They've had international players away. They've had then the under-21s were away playing in the national championships. Then 3 of those under-21 players were taken away once more to go and play for the Australian boroughs over in Europe. And then when they came back, they weren't allowed to play. So it's been a really disruptive season for Hale. But their last 5 games have been a draw, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, which probably sums up their season. So they just need to get a run of form. They've got their full squad pretty much back now. They are without Fred Gray and also Josh Bowen, who's gone over to Europe as well. If we look at Melville, again, they've suffered in recent times. They've just been short of a few players, and their last few results have been loss, draw, and then they had 2 wins before that. So they'll be looking to snap that run of 2 defeats in a row trying to get back to winning ways here at Hale. So that's what makes this game tonight such an interesting one. And we will just have to wait and see how it pans out. Can tell you the umpires tonight are a father and son team. We got Mark Keating and Tom Keating. So they should be on the same wavelength, although some would say maybe not, father-son. Certainly most sons don't listen to the advice their father gives, so we'll see whether Tom does listen to his dad, Mark. Well, the countdown clock has finished for the warm-up, but both teams are out there still warming up. So no doubt we will get things underway fairly soon. Good to see the ball kids already making their way out. Whistle has gone now from the umpires to tell the players to leave the field, I think, and start getting ready. Just checking the clock here. They've got about a minute to go before we're meant to be underway. So it'll be very interesting to see how Hale line up. It's great to see Jack Faulkner back. I think he'll add another dimension up front. It's just one of those players that creates things, causes a few problems. Be a bit of a blow, maybe losing Fred Gray, but again, they've got Josh Belts back who can do wonderful work in the midfield, and that would be a big addition. Ian Grobbelaar back as well from under-21s, and Matt Van Salm as well. It'll just be interesting whether they can't just settle. I try to always read when I watch the warm-ups, the intensity of the two teams. I have to say that Melville were the first out and looked to get into it straight away. Very business-like, I would say. Hale were very relaxed and they came out just jogging, a lot of laughs, and then the intensity just lifted as they were warming up. So two captains there, Liam Flynn on the left-hand side, Tim Gears on the right. Tim Gears, of course, very successful coach, and I think that's maybe where his future's going to lie very soon. 4 times winning the under-21 championships, the national championships, that is, and in 4 successive years. So a fantastic achievement. And should throw in as well, one of those years he was also coaching the under-18s and they won gold as well. So fantastic achievement, and clearly Tim Gears has shown his mettle as a coach. I think he feels there's plenty of years left playing, but we'll just have to see how his legs hold up in the coming years. Well, Melville are back out there. They're ready to get things underway. Hale taking their time, wandering off. High fives all around as they make their way over to the dugout. I have to say, just about 20 minutes ago, there was absolutely nobody here. And the last 20 minutes, the ground has filled up. We were beginning to wonder whether we got the wrong date, but saw the players arrive, so we knew we hadn't. But there were no fans. I thought they were all going to stay home and watch the stream for free on the Hale YouTube channel. And once again, I'd just like to thank the sponsors who make it possible for us to bring you all of Hale's male and female Premier League games, and that is Danks, also EPA Financial. They aspire to provide the best financial solutions at an affordable price and make significant difference to the financial lives of their clients. Also Endeavour Homes, Flow Massage Guns, the Punjab Restaurant in Innaloo, and the Sporting Globe in Floreat. And I have been asked to mention some of the other club sponsors: Morgan Stockbroking, Envision Medical for scans, Ford and Doonan Air Conditioning, and Barrett Signs. If you can, support those sponsors, because they're not only supporting Hale, they're supporting local hockey. And as anyone will tell you, you need that support to be able to put teams out and pay for the new turf that they've got here, that was laid in the winter, or rather in the summer months. The whistle goes. Matt Willis gets the first touch after 6 weeks, and no doubt he'll be pleased to get the game underway. Played forward by James Day. Good pass from him, finding Trent Potter. Potter wins a free hit for Melville on halfway. Back to James Day it goes. Played infield to Jay McDonald. Wide again. And that was good touch from Liam Flynn. Just took it off the stick of Jackson Brown. Jackson Brown, of course, former Hale player. Played underneath Tim Gears when Tim Gears was coaching the under-21s. And, well, some will say he poached him. Some will say he persuaded him to switch clubs. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Jackson Brown is playing in the maroon of Melville. Working hard in the forward line, Hayden Belts. It's interesting to see Hayden Belts playing far more forward than he did in the Hockey India League under Colin Batch. Jorgensen just squaring it in the defensive line. Sybil dropping back into the pivot position just in front of the defence. Benji Austin. Hale missed him. And that's going to be a steal there and a chance for Willis. Just wide. Well, that would have been the perfect comeback for Willis. Benji Austin, well, needs to forget that one now and make sure that the rest of the passes for the rest of the game aren't intercepted. As I mentioned, he did miss the game against Fremantle. It's another intercept. Braden King this time, and it's a sharp save by, well, in fact, it was just in the board. Leon Hayward had that post covered, hit the woodwork just by his left pad. So a bit of a wake-up call there for Hale. Two misdirected passes, two opportunities for Melville. And Melville will probably be disappointed that they haven't converted those early on. Day, good touch to interrupt Hayden Belts into the circle. Good defence coming across. That's good word from Jackson Brown. Brown surrounded by blue shirts. It's stolen away by Hale now. Short pass was a good one to McCulloch. It's breaking at the top of the circle. Trying to turn there is Josh Belts. But it'll be a free hit to Melville. First real attack from Hale. Just almost 3 minutes gone. Two opportunities, though, for Melville. Staines now on the ball. It'll be easier tonight. Just Ben Staines playing. Jake not playing tonight. Brown again, feeding it forward. Gears just let it run under his stick. Fell through, though, to Matt Willis. Back to Gears now. Gears looks up, and it's a good block coming from Braden King. King timing that one very well. So Gears now from the side for Melville. Taking his time. Fed the ball forward and just left behind. Was that a touch off Van Selm's stick? It was. Melville trying to steal a few metres. The ball was played diagonally in from the baseline. It was actually outside of the semicircle, and they've managed to bring it in about a metre. So that's Jay McDonald trying to find Gears, but it goes out of play. Probably just reward for that little theft of a few metres. Certainly the Hale fans might feel that. Braden King takes a touch. Lurking again is Willis. Pass goes to Benji Austin. Ashton to Belts, back to Sam Ashton. Thrown the overhead to Josh Belts, brought it down well, thought about hitting it early, and that deflected off the stick of Trent Potter. It'll be a long corner this time to Hale. Directly opposite where it crosses the baseline. Josh Belts ran straight to that spot. He's over the ball for Hale. Dummied the pass to Braden King. Into the circle he goes, held up at the top of the D, but it is Belts who's penalised. James Day now. Squaring the defensive line. Carried out by McDonald. Feeds it up the sideline, cutting in from the right-hand side. That was good play again from Jackson Brown. Coming through the middle, a good driving run through the middle from Davis Atkin. Good defence coming across, though, from Matt Van Sal. And he did well to play it off the Melville stick and get a 16 for his side. But Davis Atkin just has that silky skills through the midfield. And I think he's a dangerous player if you take your eyes off him. King again. Willis closing down the options through the middle. Benji Austin. Willis comes across again to King. King firing it through the middle, and Fukunaga just leaving that one. I think he thought there was a run behind him coming from Jack Faulkner, but Faulkner just changed direction as the ball was played. James Day again. Plays that one forward. Willis traps it well. Austin's penalised. Just caught Willis with his stick. And a mistrap there that time from Atkin. Austin again. Feeds it forward to King. Krobala. Plays it away. It was good work that time from Ollie McGill. Putting pressure on the Hale defence. Played up and out of play. So it'll be a 16 again to Melville. We're approaching the halfway stage of the first quarter. Best two opportunities falling so far for Melville. But no goals as yet. And almost intercepted, and Faulkner penalised. It was a stick tackle. And Krobala strong in the challenge that time. Willis' stick goes flying. Krobala goes infield to Belts. Josh Belts. Sibbald, just a heavy touch from him. He's got the ball back though, but over the side it'll go. Belts now throws it in the air. Off his line came Banyard, and well, umpire feeling that Sam Ashton wasn't underneath the ball and stationary as it was coming down. And of course he must be in that position when the aerial pass is thrown. That just came up off the stick of Kirby Hobbs, so it'll be a free hit for Hale. Braden King. Hale ringing the changes, just coming on now for Belts is Charlie Johnston. Charlie Johnston still to get a first goal for the season. He's created plenty of opportunities, and you just feel there's got to be one coming soon. Gets through a mountain of work, Charlie Johnston. So Melville again with the ball. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Important touch. Good work from Benji Austin. Has he found the foot, or is it just off the side? Yeah, over the side it's gone, on the far side of the field. Sibbald running forward, trying to bring that one down. Not quite sure why the 5 meters were called there on James Day when the ball had already bounced. Strange decision, but play on. Ball from the side now, Kieran Arthur. Well, he lifted that one into the hand of Braden King. Kieran Arthur, product of St Patrick's College in Tasmania. Sam Ashton, short pass from him, finds Jorgensen. Looking to play it back to Ashton. Good covering work by Staines. Staines annoyed. He felt he got a little touch off Ashton's stick. Jorgensen goes back to King. King put under pressure by Kirby Hobbs. Hobbs forcing King back. Good work by Hobbs. Kirby Hobbs, who came through the Como Secondary College. Hayden Belts now. Again, no way forward for Hale. Played it back, and that was a tricky ball, and Krobala could only defend it over to the sideline. So Melville again. Neither team you feel has really got control of this match at the moment. Ollie McGill feeding it forward. Sibbald collects. The South African carries it over the 23-metre line, looking for some support. Goes wide to Liam Flynn. South African to the Zimbabwean-born player. James Day, though, gets the overhead pass under control. Pulls away back to the corner. Throws a diagonal overhead pass across the field of play. Short pass is a good one. Pulling away from trouble. Stolen off him. That was Ben Staines losing out. Good work from Hayden Belts. Now it's Ashton feeds it wide to Flynn. Flynn looking up as he advances onto the circle. He's got to the 5 metre line, spins, and it just caught his own foot. So relief there for Melville. Good work, to be fair, by Kieran Arthur, just not giving Liam Flynn any space in which to move. Willis feeds it through a gap. Stepping out was Braden King, but play on. It's Davis Atkin on the ball. Held up for a moment. Plays it wide onto the right-hand side. Into the circle come Melville. Lay it back. It's been, well, it is still with Melville. Working hard. Played towards the goal. Saved by Leon Hayward. And in the end, it's a double save from Hayward. It's going to be a long corner. Well, it was a good effort. I think it was Jay McDonald who got the shot away that Hayward saved and then made a second save to just play it over the baseline. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Still 0-0. James Day pushing it forward. Arthur gets the pass away as he was closed down by Hayden Belts. Down the line it goes. Kept in play well. McCulloch held up, though. That was good work again being done on the far side by Jackson Brown. Will be a free hit to Hale just inside their own half, probably about 10 metres inside. Braden King. Jorgensen advancing down the right-hand side, has to jump to bring the ball down. Infield he goes now. Charlie Johnson turning away. 2 players go with him. Johnston gets a free hit for his side. Plays the short pass back to Jorgensen. Now it's Belts. He plays a quick pass out onto the left-hand side of King. King looking to try and get it into the circle. Good deflection over the baseline, though, from James Day. 2.5 minutes till the first break. Short pass from Belts. King again pings that one towards the circle. Day, though, collects on the edge of the circle. Takes it out wide and away from the trouble. McDonald plays it infield once more. Arthur turns away. And look at the race in the forward line to try and get on the end of that. That's Frank Reynolds working really hard. Frank Reynolds with his 198th appearance for Melville tonight. So 199 next week. And then the magic 200. It's been a great servant for Melville. Thrown wide now by Gears. Jumping to bring that one down. It's brought down by Willis inside the circle. Tries to play it across the baseline, and it's going to be a long corner. Screaming for the ball, wanting to get on with it quickly is Kieran Arthur. 1.5 minutes left now in this first quarter. Arthur, did he take a touch? I think he did. Now he tries to fire it through. Good block at the top of the circle from Braden King. Charlie Johnston does well to feed it to McCulloch. A touch was a really good one coming in that time from Mitchell Pace. McCulloch, though, still has the ball. Feeds it wide now. Again, it's Charlie Johnston. Johnson weaving his way into the circle. Plays it across the face of goal, but managed to catch a foot. First penalty corner of the match goes the way of Hale. And we're just over a minute left in this first quarter. And I was just looking at the comparison between the drag flickers in the Men's Premier League today, and Liam Flynn is the leading scorer. He's also scored the most goals from penalty corners, 16. Chris Sorello is next with 12. And then James Day of Melville with 10. So Liam Flynn lines up at the second battery. Ian Hrobelaar is at the first. Will they go with the captain, or will Hrobelaar get first dibs on this one? Back from the under-21s tour of Europe. Be a great time to score for the home side. Hayden Belts to inject. They go to Hrobelaar. Flicks it low, it's wide. Well, it went zipping past the left-hand post of Hunter Banyard's goal, but he was not worried in the slightest. We are now into the final minute of this quarter. Melville looking to go on the attack once more. That's probably Hale's best opportunity so far as Davis Atkin collects it wide on the right-hand side. Atkin turns, gets inside the circle, but the ball just ran away from him. It's with Hale now. Played out wide and kept in play. They lift it forward. Hayden Belts doesn't bring it down, but then came in a little bit too quickly that time. His challenge on Jay McDonald was a little bit rushed. Well, that will be a Hale ball that time. Both players running into that space. Ollie McGill for Melville. Thrown forward, Day will bring it down, and he knows that the hooter is going to go. That is the end of the first quarter. Two really good opportunities for Melville in the opening 2 minutes, which they weren't able to capitalise on. And so we head into the first break. It is Hale 0, Melville 0.
Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to this person tell you how comfortable they are, knowing their furniture was made right here in WA. Danks, the comfort of home.
Well, Melville players there surrounding the coach, and there's Jeff Cock talking to his players as well. Josh Belts just sharing his thoughts on how it's going. Josh Belts, such an experienced campaigner now with the Kookaburras. Of course, his international career got off to a couple of false starts. He had a hip injury when he was about to make his debut. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, that was in 2014. And then I remember at the International Festival of Hockey in Melbourne, he got a horrific blow to the knee and broke the bone in his knee. So was out for a little bit longer. That was in 2017, and then he'd made his debut by then. But then he was obviously a little bit wary of getting injured again. And pleased to say he's had a good run since, avoiding any major injuries after that. Players coming back out for this second quarter. I mentioned Frank Reynolds' milestone. Well, there's a couple of others actually for Melville today. James Day is playing his 149th game for the club, so 150 next week for James Day. And we've got Ross Hall playing his 298th game, so very close to 300. Well, they've gone a little bit before the whistle there. Matt Willis. Whistle goes now, and the same thing goes back to Tim Gears, the captain. Oh, Gears overhead didn't come off. Charlie Johnson slips, though. Had it for a second. Staines pounces. And Sibbald got a touch, but it came up. He's saying, well, no, I don't think it hit his body. I'm not sure what he was penalised for there, but play on, and Melville go to Davis Atkin. Atkin lifting it over the stick of Charlie Johnson. Into the circle it goes, and a sharp save, even though he was outside the circle. But Leon Hayward not wanting to give them anything. So Gears over the ball again for Melville. Hale crowding the top of the circle to try and prevent a way through. Ball play back to Jay McDonald. He goes square on halfway to Day. Day slaps it forward. Free hit given just at the top of the circle. Again, it was good work by Ollie McGill. And Staines prevented, and it's now a chance for Hale to go on the counter-attack. Hayden Belts feeds it forward. That's a lovely ball through for his brother Josh. Josh Belts, though, well, he put it in the goal from out wide, but got underneath it. And really, that was a little bit frustrating, I think, because Liam Flynn had made a good run through the middle. Ball out of defence is a good one to Tim Gears. Down the line he goes. Good covering play from Matt Fansel. And it is going to be a Hale ball. So Matt Fansel taking the sky blue of Hale to the nth degree with his shoes as well. Look like a fairly new pair to me. And a mistrap on the far side from Jorgensen. Sees the ball turned over to Melville just on halfway. Nice turn again coming that time from Willis. Willis gets it into the 23, wins a free hit for his side. Told to take it, I think it's just inside. James Day. Square to McDonald. Deflection from Gears. Is it going to go through? It has gone through into the circle. Did that hit a foot of King? Not according to the umpire. Appeals from Frank Reynolds, and a penalty corner has gone the way of Melville now. So Melville with a chance, their first penalty corner of the match, to try and take the lead if they can. James Day, who is the only man who's managed to break the dominance of Liam Flynn in 6 seasons as the top scorer. I should state that Flynn was actually away for a lot of that season, but that's not taking anything away from James Day. That was in season 2021. Scored 32 goals that season. James Day, leading goal scorer with 11 for Melville this year. Lines up at the top of the circle. And it looks to me like Frank Reynolds alongside him. I'm sure they will go with Day. Leon Hayward organising his defence. Can they keep Melville at bay? First penalty corner for the Maroons. Goes to Day. Day flicks high. What a save from Hayward. Full stretch with his left hand. That was outstanding. Leon Hayward was talking about the goalkeepers union before this game. Well, they would applaud that save. That was top draw. So now, Hale with possession again. Hayden Belts into the midfield it goes. Just mistrapped though by Hrobala, but, well, again, the free hit's gone against him. Hale showing good discipline, not arguing about the decision, just dropping back into position. Nice turn again from Atkins. Plays it, Atkin it is, played it out wide. Just rolling my words together as he played it to Staines, and Staines fed it back to Day. Day again on the ball now. That's a lovely angle ball, but just unable to get on the end of it was Frank Reynolds. So Benji Austin carries it out of defence for the 16. Goes square to Braden King. Good work by Ashton under pressure that time from Arthur. Fed it wide, but McCulloch couldn't get it under control, and it dribbles over the sideline. Kept possession well, Jay McDonald. Carries it over halfway. Fukunaga gives chase. It's a good pass, though. Atkin into the circle. Appeals for a penalty corner. The umpire's arms come out. Second penalty corner now for Melville. So again, Hayward is going to be called into action. Leon Hayward, as I'm sure I've said previously, a dual international, having played for both Australia and New Zealand at international hockey. Hale's originally from Darwin in the Northern Territory. So James Day will line up again. Alongside him is Kieran Arthur. James Day used to play his hockey for Old Canberrans. Just shuffling his feet at the top of the circle. Out it comes. Day flicks again. This time he gets it past Hayward, and Melville have taken the lead. So James Day gets his 12th goal of the season, and that is his 11th penalty corner. There's just 5 minutes gone in this second quarter. So Hale fall behind. The big question is, can they haul themselves back? Plenty of time to go in this match. Liam Flynn actually has a very good goal-scoring record against Melville. Good work again by Ashton, being forced wide by Day. Managed to turn. Did he find a foot? No, says the umpire. The ball bobbled up, but it must have come up off the stick of Day. It's going to be a free hit, though, to Hale. Conversation going on between Day and, in fact, maybe it is a penalty corner. I think it is going to be the penalty corner now. So it did come up off the foot. And the father-son umpiring combination communicating well. So Hale with their second penalty corner. Melville scored from their second. Big question is, can Hale score from their second? Jack Faulkner goes to the baseline to inject. Ian Grobbelaar once again is at the first battery. Liam Flynn is at the second. Sam McCulloch is off wide to the left-hand side. McCulloch has been successful from penalty corners as well. Flynn just twizzling his stick. They swap places now. Flynn goes to the first battery. Grobbelaar to the second. Whistle goes. It goes to Flynn. Flynn flicks and took a deflection, and Banyard saved it, but it was off the first runner's shin pad, so it'll be another penalty corner to Hale. Once again, just like to acknowledge EPA Financial for their support of the live stream, along with Danks Furniture. So Flynn stays at the first battery this time. It goes to him again. It's a very fast injection straight into the first runner. Great running that time by Jay McDonald. But it will be a fourth penalty corner for Hale. Jay McDonald, who played for Western Districts in Canberra. And, of course, for the Canberra Chill in Hockey 1. Liam Flynn waits again, so too Grobbelaar. This time they go to Grobbelaar at the second battery. Saved on the line, it's come back out. King pings it towards goal. Good save by Banyard, but in it goes. Jack Faulkner, welcome back. Well, I said he just adds something different in that forward line. Jack Faulkner has been out for a long, long time. This is just his third game of the season, and he's back with a vengeance, with a goal. And that has come just literally 2 minutes after Melville took the lead. And Jack Faulkner becomes just the 7th goal scorer for Hale this season. And that has been one of the problems for them, just trying to get goals from a variation of players. I was comparing between last season, and they had 58 goals to their name this time last season. They got 43 this year. And the difference was they had 10 goal scorers, and Faulkner's just become the 7th tonight. So that just shows you how the goals were spread around a little bit more in 2024. For a split second, I forgot what year we were. Grobbelaar now, over the ball again. Dinks it over the top. Good run from Jorgensen, brought down. Did Reynolds come in? He was fine. He stayed away according to the umpire. Of course, now it is when the player touches the ball in the air, the defender is allowed to come in as long as they were 5 meters away when the ball was brought down, was touched. Staines inside his own half. Well, just played it safely back. Oh, that is a divine pass by Gears to find Staines. Good work from Braden King to hold him up. Back with Gears it goes. He plays it towards the circle. Great intercept defensively by Dan Sibbald. Leon Hayward was already diving to his right. And King concedes a free hit just outside the deep. Taken quickly by Gears. Went the 5 meters. Up it goes off. Well, it was hard to see whose stick it really was, but it's still going to be a free hit to Melville. They play it in by Willis. He played it in, though, before the ball had travelled 5 meters, so turns possession over to Hale. Braden King just slowing things down. We've gone past the halfway stage in this second quarter. All tied up at 1 apiece as Benji Austin comes off for a breather. Matt Van Selm goes back on. Stays very close to the halfway line, maybe hoping no one's going to have noticed he's come on. Short pass to Sibbald. Infield it goes to Ashton. Ashton managed to create a little bit of space for himself, which is what he does so well. Hayden Belts driving towards the circle, appeals for a free hit from Gears. Nothing doing from the umpires, though. It was a good pass again. Jorgensen held up, though. Jorgensen goes back to Ashton again. Ashton eyeing what's available, played it into the feet of Gears. Free hit to Hale inside the 23. This time they go back to King. Comes out wide to Sibbald, and it's just a mistrap by him. Dan Sibbald will be a little bit frustrated with that. Melville will be relieved. Jackson Brown comes across to play the ball in from the side. Fukunaga, former teammate of Brown's. Great anticipation from Staines. Staines then turns, and on the attack he goes, lifted it up, but almost brought down well that time by Kirby Hobbs. Carried out well by Jorgensen now. Trying to play it infield. He's got the pass away well. Played out wide, though, by Hayden Belts. He's claiming he was impeded as he tried to make a tackle. Nothing doing from the umpires. Matt Willis calms things down. Belts again snapping at the heels, that time of Arthur. Arthur calling for the ball again. McCulloch closes him down. So too Hayden Belts. But the free hit goes the way of Kieran Arthur. Kieran Arthur played over 100 games for Ride Hunters Hill in New South Wales. Jay McDonald now. Played out wide. It's a good pass, picking out the runner, Trent Potter. Potter, though, put under pressure immediately by Charlie Johnson. Potter again making his way down the side, lifting that one up into the air, and King brought it down on the edge of the circle, back outside to Charlie Johnston. Up in the air it goes over the top. Day comes across, so too Faulkner. Free hit went Day's way. I think it was just the swinging stick of Faulkner was why the umpire gave that decision. Both players going hard at the ball. And that's Flynn who's just intercepted that pass, but look at the defence coming back. Really good work by Jay McDonald. Through the middle, Charlie Johnson trying to find a gap. Leaves the ball now to Belts. Belts got a little push in the back that time from Trent Potter, so it'll be Hale free hit. Jorgensen came across to take it. Sibbald will now stand over the ball for Hale. Braden King comes wide to Van Selm. Van Selm, oh, you could see what he was trying to do. Hayden Belts just needed a little bit more acceleration than he had. Just under 4 minutes left now to half-time. All tied up at 1 apiece. Tight as you would expect. These two always have a pretty tight tussle between them. Hale might say that wasn't the case in the grand final in 2023, where they were 5-0 winners and Liam Flynn scored all 5 goals. It was a pretty special occasion just to witness it, even if you were a neutral. I believe it was the first time any player has scored every goal in a scoreline like that in a final. Willis pulled wide, did very well to create the space to receive the ball down the right-hand side, or left-hand side rather, for Melville. It's going to be another long corner. Willis leaves the ball. McDonald is over the ball for Melville, goes across the field to Day. Day tries to play that in. It's ricocheted up off the Hale player. It'll be another long corner to Melville. This time it's Gears over the ball. Short pass finds Willis. Willis slips the ball into the circle, trying to turn his Reynolds. Finds the foot. Well, Krobelaar was caught a little bit by the sharp turn from Frank Reynolds. So Melville get their 3rd penalty corner. Scored from the last one. 2.5 minutes to go till halftime. Can they reclaim the lead just before the long break? Hale defensive players all in a huddle behind the baseline, as you saw there. The Melville players all in a huddle at the top of the circle. Making his way to the baseline to inject his Mitchell Pace. James Day again at the first battery. Kieran Arthur at the second. And looks like Hayden Belts having a little bit of a problem with some of his safety gear. Of course, all the players having to wear face masks when defending a penalty corner this year. So Day at the first battery, Arthur at the second. Pace injects. Good trap. Day flicks. It's gone wide this time. Well, it went wide off the first runner of Hayden Belts. So it will be another penalty corner. Came off his shin pads. It's a 4th penalty corner now for Melville. Hush comes over the venue. All eyes on the field of play. Oh, and it's a mistrap this time. Frank Reynolds has done really well. That came like an Exocet missile towards him. It's going to be a free hit, though, to Melville inside the circle. Protective gear being hurled over the baseline. Arthur plays it back to Day. Into the circle it goes. No touch, though. There was really nobody on that line. Ollie McGill was trying to get there, but it was a long way ahead of him. Give him credit. The man from Tamworth used to play for the Tudor Wests Hockey Club. Liam Flynn trying to pull away from Reynolds. Reynolds lucky not to get penalised for the stick through the legs and also the fact that he caught Flynn's stick. Jorgensen just playing that one a little bit too far of McCulloch. Minute and a half left in the first half. Atkin able to turn. Found the heel of Sibbald as he turned. Davis Atkin aware of what he was doing. Part of the development squad. Played in the Pro League in the Tour of Europe. Davis Atkin after showing good form. McDonald goes back again. James Day. Down the sideline he goes, and that's a good pass and a good advance down the side from Potter. We're into the final minute now of the first half. Are we going to see either side take the lead in the first half, or are we going in as we started, all level? Good turn from Gears. Good tackle as well coming back from Charlie Johnston. Johnston tenacious as ever. Eventually gets the decision and the free hit. Quick look at the scoreboard by Josh Belts. Hale in no hurry to get on with play. Braden King takes it back inside the 23. We've still got 25 seconds left. Played forward, and that will go out for a 16, and I'm sure Melville will not take too much time over this one, or they will take their time rather. Two balls on the pitch. Banyard gets rid of one of them. James Day with 8 seconds left just plays it square to Jay McDonald. Is he going to play it forward? 3 seconds left. No, safety first. So that is the end of the second quarter and the first half. Melville taking the lead in the 20th minute. James Day converting a penalty corner. And then Jack Faulkner responded for Hale just 2 minutes later. So as we head into half-time, it is Hale 1, Melville 1.
Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to these people explain how comfortable their Danks furniture is. Danks, the comfort of home. Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to these people tell you how they feel about having furniture from a local company with over 50 years experience in creating comfort. Danks, the comfort of home.
Half time here at Hale Hockey Club, all tied up at 1 goal apiece. Hale 1, Melville 1. Hale, of course, desperate for a win today that would lift them above Melville on points. At the moment, Hale coming into this game in 9th position on 22 points, with a plus 11 goal difference. Conceded the second least amount of goals in the competition. Melville sit in 6th position with 26 points. So in fact, with 24 points and a goal difference of plus 11. So a win today for Hale would lift them above Melville, and Melville have conceded the least goals of any team in the top 9. So credit there to both the goalkeepers, Leon Hayward, Jared Crick for Hale, and of course Hunter Banyard for Melville. If we want to look at the stats for games played at this venue between these two teams going back to 2017, well, I can tell there have been 8 home games for Hale. They have only won 2 of those games. Melville have won 5, and there has been 1 draw. And if we look at the goals scored, it's been interesting because there have been 24 for Hale, 26 for Melville. So, as I said at the beginning, very little to choose between these two teams. But Melville somehow have managed to get through in games here. And we will have, I should just let you know, we will have the Melville versus Hale women's match coming to you on Sunday afternoon. So hopefully you can join us for that one as well. That is live and free on the Hale YouTube channel. And again, that is only possible because of the sponsors like EFA Financial, who aspire to provide the best financial solutions at an affordable price and make a significant difference to the financial lives of their clients. Also, Danks, the comfort of home, and Endeavour Homes, who offer money back to the club for each new home that is built. So if you're looking to build, please contact Endeavour Homes and at least get a quote from them and tell them you're from Hale Hockey Club. Also, Flow Massage Guns, they're offering discount prices to members. So again, let them know you're from Hale Hockey Club and you will have a massage gun that will probably ease your aches and pains of an evening. Hale showing their purpose, out early, ready to get underway in the second half. Jay McDonald jogs out. He wants to get things underway for Melville. Well, certainly this next half hour may determine Hale's season. They could still mathematically make the top 5, but they need to be getting some points. They need to pick up 3 points in some of their games leading into the end of the season. 7 games to go, 6 games after this one. The hooter goes, we're waiting for the whistle. Hunter Banyard is just strolling down. In the end, the umpires decided we're going to get underway. Braden King throws it high and long. James Day gets underneath it, pushes it forward. Pouncing on that really quickly was Jackson Brown, and his ball forward is a good one to Willis. Willis held up, though. Good tackle coming from King, but Melville got it back. Then it's stolen away again. Good tackle coming from Josh Belts. It's gone back into the defensive line. Sibbald has to turn away from his circle. We'll go back now to Fanselm. Fanselm goes square to Benji Austin. Into the midfield. Ricochet's a nice one. Charlie Johnston. Well, him and Flynn just got in each other's way. Charlie Johnston, though, those are the sort of moments where he relishes it. Sibbald underneath that needs to be careful. The man coming back is Tim Gears. Gears was ahead of Sibbald, and I think he was aware that he was there. Sibbald again plays the ball down the side. He's being forced back and tangles with Trent Potter, who takes a tumble. Sibbald down the line. Good pass, picks out McCulloch. McCulloch got inside Day. Day recovered well, though, and that's a really good tackle to take the ball away from McCulloch. Jackson Brown denying his former teammate. Well, McDonald, the ball was just trickling, and he just decided to run into the Hale man, who actually had no idea where the ball was either. It's going to be another free hit to Melville on the left-hand side. Just wondering if we're just outside the 23-meter line. Jay McDonald over the ball, plays it short, ricochets up off the stick of Frank Reynolds. May well have actually been up off his foot, but anyway, it's a free hit to Hale either way. Braden King throws it into the night sky. Jorgensen was underneath it, but never managed to get it under control, and out of play it goes. Purposeful run from McCulloch, but pass was a good one along the defensive line, and Jorgensen just happy to let that one run out of play. So 16 to Hale. Braden King. Fanselm is wide, but decides to go to Benji Austin. That's good skills from Hayden Belts. He's been pursued all the way by McDonald. Found his brother Josh. Jason. Oh, what a finish, Josh Belts. Well, I was going to say James Day went with him, but Josh Belts just got ahead of him and has taken the lead for Hale. Josh Belts doesn't get many goals, but that'll be one for the show reel. And that is just what Hale needed. Just the 4th minute of the second half, and Hale take the lead. Josh Belts scored on his international debut back in 2015 in the Oceania Cup against New Zealand. Braden King had to turn around and get that under control as he was being pursued all the way by Davis Atkin. Really, that was good work again by Hayden Belts on halfway. Found his brother, but there was still a lot to be done, and it was brilliant, I have to say, from Josh Belts. I'm sure that Mum and Dad are watching back in Tasmania, and they'll be very proud of the two boys combining. So too will be all those members at the Diamondbacks Hockey Club who developed the two Belts brothers. So now it's Melville trying to come forward again. Good work being done by Jackson Brown. He's got a free hit, centre of the midfield. Well, was that ball stopped by Davis Atkin? I don't think it was, but umpire allowed it to play on. That's just where you feel if you're going to ping that, you need to do it consistently through the game. That's a good pass wide. Frank Reynolds into the circle. Great run off his goal line by Leon McDonald. Well, penalty corner has gone, I think it was for a foot, as the run came in from the flank. So it's another penalty corner, 5th for Melville now. Great chance for them to get an equaliser. So suddenly 2 new goal scorers for Hale in this match. Takes them up to 8 goal scorers for the season. Making his way to the baseline to inject is Jackson Brown. James Day at the first battery once more. Kieran Arthur at the second. Will they give Arthur a chance this time? Arthur looking like he's going round the left-hand side. We've got also lurking Ben Staines is at the second battery. So will Day slip it to Arthur? No, he won't. It go for Staines, and it's wide. Well, it was not a bad variation. I think, to be fair, Hayward had it covered. He seemed to get across very quickly, Leon Hayward. And if you watched in slow motion, you would have seen as well his helmet watching the ball all the way. And that is something that is so vital. A lot of young goalkeepers forget to watch the ball. Should just mention that Leon Hayward got engaged to his girlfriend Carly. Apparently he's in a bit of trouble because he hasn't announced it on the social media platforms, but I thought I'd help him out, get him out of trouble, and say he announced it today. McCulloch comes in. Oh dear. Well, that is... McCulloch had the first touch of the ball. The goalkeeper came through the back of him, and somehow the goalkeeper's got the free hit. Well, I think McCulloch has been shortchanged there. That is a very poor decision, in my opinion. And McCulloch is turning to look at Hunter Banyard, and they're having a conversation about that. I don't know how you could see that any other way. The first touch was by the striker, and then the goalkeeper took him out. But Hale have a penalty corner now, and maybe they will feel they can get the goal that they were denied a few seconds ago. So 5th penalty corner for Hale. This could be a crucial moment in the game. If they can convert this, it will put them 2 goals ahead of Melville and put them in a very strong position. Liam Flynn waiting at the first battery. Ian Hrobelaar at the second. Josh Belts is stopping for Flynn. Ashton for Hrobelaar. They go to Liam Flynn. Flynn didn't get the purchase he wanted. Ball comes back to Ashton. Great defence being done by Jay McDonald. And now there's a chance to counter-attack. Fukunaga is running back, doing good work down the right-hand side, but Willis kept possession. It wasn't Willis, it was Staines, rather. And Hale, well, there's only Liam Flynn inside the Melville half. He just holds it up, feeds it into the midfield on halfway. It's a good run by McCulloch. Stolen away again by McDonald. McCulloch comes chasing back. McCulloch was really caught there as McDonald just cut across his line. Kieran Arthur goes back to James Day. We're approaching the halfway stage now of the 3rd quarter. Hale with a 1-goal advantage. Oh dear. That just bounced up a little bit higher than Jackson Brown was expecting. Staines is there. Faulkner chasing him. Day has to get rid of the ball quickly. Feeds it out to Gears, but Gears' touch was a heavy one. And now it's turned over. Belts feeding it forward, but that was too far ahead of Jack Faulkner. Reynolds now. Found in the foot of Josh Belts on halfway. James Day feeds it out wide. Hale were a little bit slow coming back there. And Gears had plenty of space, trying to feed it back to Gears, but misdirected. And now it's a chance for Faulkner to just hold it up as he took it outside the 23. Hale play it back into that defensive zone. And they're moving it well down the sideline, but stolen away. Fukunaga thought he just got a touch, and over the side it went. Now it's Kieran Arthur for Melville. Forced towards the corner, trying to edge towards the circle. Won a free hit. Into the D it goes, and well, that was a very sharp save to prevent Kirby Hobbs. Or was it a save? It must have just gone wide, actually. Hayward, though, I think certainly had it covered. His movement showed that he had seen where it was going and read the shot well. That Melville player has gone down. And an immediate whistle blown. It's Tim Gears, helped up by Sam Ashton. Sam Ashton, who was one of the members of one of those victorious Tim Gears under-21 teams, and injured his hamstring and pretty much missed a year after that because it took a long time to heal. It would not heal properly. And it was unfortunate for Ashton. And now, well, Reynolds with a spectacular tumble. Ashton, I think, was questioning what the offence was there. Over the side it goes, though, off Willis's stick. So Hale go forward again, but it's brought down well, watched all the way by Mitchell Pace. It's going to ricochet kindly for Gears. Gears trying to feed it forward to Atkin. Atkin cuts in from the right-hand side. Good work coming across from Daniel Sibbald. And clever play by Sibbald off the stick of Atkin. It's a ball from the side. That's going to come back. I think they played it just a little bit too far in. Sibbald pulls away from Gears. Braden King comes wide again to Hrobelaar. Ashton, good lead from him, got ahead of Arthur. Plays it out wide to Jorgensen. Jorgensen had to get it at the second grab. Braden King now is closed down. That was good work being done that time by Ollie McGill. Fansel, well, Sibbald Looked like he was caught there, and he wants a decision. And the umpire just calling both players towards him. Again, Frank Reynolds goes and shakes hands with Sybil, but Sybil a little bit upset that he didn't get the free hit. So Reynolds talked to there. He'll just have to watch himself a little bit now, you feel. Umpires got their eye on him. Spectacular dive we saw earlier with a full twist and double turn. Just a little bit of an edge coming to this game, as you would expect. So much on the line for both these teams. Contested the grand final, as I said, 2 years ago. Both of them outside the finals mix at the moment. Desperate to get back in there for 2025. Craig Wilson having done a great job with back-to-back titles in 2022 and 2023. First time Melville had ever won a Hockey WA Premiership. Josh Belts goes wide. Fansel looks up as he comes forward. Misdirected pass, but heavy touch that time by Mitchell Pace. Sibbald pounced on the loose ball and got it back for Hale. Sibbald again, going to get closed out. King, well, he lifted that one a little bit, but it's brought under control brilliantly by Liam Flynn. Flynn now into the circle, takes on Day. Day is alongside him. Flynn edges towards goal. Did he find a foot? It's fallen for McCulloch. Penalty corner is the call from the umpire. So great work again by Liam Flynn. And Hale get their 6th penalty corner of the match. As I said before, when they got their 5th, this is a crucial point. If they can score now, take a 3-1 lead into the final quarter. We've got just under 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Just puts them in a very strong position. It means Melville have to attack. And as teams attack, they often are left a little bit exposed at the back. So Flynn lines up at the first battery. Ian Chrobler is at the second. Hayden Belts injecting. Just waiting for Tim Gears to get his protective gear on. Hayden Belts walks out onto the pitches. A little bit frustrated, he's been held up. Gears has now got his kit on. Everyone's in position. Slight shift to the left by Flynn. They go to the right-hand side, and it's a good save by Banyard. It ricocheted off the goalkeeper's pads into the Hale player. That's why it's a 16. But a very sharp save by Hunter Banyard. Hunter Banyard, who comes from the Peel region, won a Peel Sport and Recreation Scholarship when he was a little bit younger, which helped him get up to Perth. Of course, Peel about an hour away. Atkin feeding it forward, just too far ahead, though, of Matt Willis. So Braden King now will try and take his time. He goes square. Jorgensen will give it back to King again. Sibbald pulls wide onto the left-hand side. You just saw at the bottom of your screen. Jorgensen again. Up the side he goes. It's going to be a Hale free hit in front of the Morgan's stockbroking side. One of the club sponsors. Josh Belts, scorer of the second goal, feeding it for good anticipation, though, from McDonald. McDonald plays it infield. Good pass to Arthur. Arthur now trying to get past Jorgensen. Good defence from Jorgensen, coming back to help out. Into the circle it goes. Should be Hale's ball. That was good defence from Liam Flint. Well, the captain back helping out his team inside the circle. Minute and a half now till the final break. James Day, oh dear me. Jeff Cock fielding the ball well. McCulloch wants to get on, runs straight at Day. Feeds it infield, and good anticipation again by Gears. Sibbald, though, picks up the loose ball, trying to flick it into the D. A little bit high, that's why Day got the free hit. Now it's Willis, seeing what's available as he comes forward. Running back, trying to stop him is Josh Belts. Willis takes a tumble, looks at the umpire pleadingly, and the umpire ignores his pleas. We're into the final minute now. Kieran Arthur will play it in on the far side on halfway. Down the line he goes. Well, Good work being done again on the coming across from David Atkin. Gears, short pass into the circle. It's a good one. Across the face of goal. It might break kindly for Melville at the top of the D. Unfortunately, McGill, it just ran away as he was trying to turn and shoot. And Hale helped it on its way. Well, McGill in a really good position, but just couldn't get the shot away. And that's thrown up the sideline. Jorgensen brings it down. Will he keep going? There's 7 seconds left. Melville belt that one forward, and well, Willis almost snuck in behind all the defence, but Hale were already walking to the dugout. Dangerous thing to do. But Hale will be relieved as they head into this final break. They have the lead courtesy of Josh Belts. It is Hale 2, Melville 1.
Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to these people tell you how comfortable they are, knowing their Danks furniture will last and last and last. Danks, the comfort of home.
Well, the Hale players surrounding Jeff Cock there in the left-hand side of your screen. Josh Belts, the goal scorer, getting some fluids in. Pretty much centre screen. It's all about concentration now and keeping it tight at the back. Leon Hayward puts his helmet back on. Wonderful save from him to deny James Day a penalty corner. And the Melville players, well, they had those 2 chances really early on in the first 5 minutes when Hale just looked a little bit slow and sleepy at the beginning of the match. Didn't manage to take advantage of them. They did take the lead, but Hale have pegged them back pretty quickly. And now Hale have the lead, and we have 15 minutes to go. This could be a season-changing game for Hale if they can get the victory. We'll lift them up the table. They're still so close in the league table that there'll be plenty of results that could change the standings once again in the final 6 games. But to get back up in the mix, to get a win. As I said, Hale's form coming into today, a draw, a loss, a win, a loss, a win in their last 5 games. So another win will just boost the confidence. And thrown forward, there was just a little bit of concern. Dan Sibbald was just counting the players. I think he thought that Hale might have had an extra player. Cut out well by McCulloch as Day's pass doesn't find its mark, but that was a blind pass by McCulloch. You can see what he was trying to do, feed it into the path of Charlie Johnston, but it was a fair way away from Johnston, misdirected. Davis Atkin, shouldn't be giving him too much space. Keep him in his own half if you can, because there's a guy that can turn the game. Atkin again, getting plenty of touches early in this final quarter. Plays it wide now to Potter. Potter goes infield. Willis just got there ahead of Johnston. Johnston pursues Willis. James Day now faced with Flynn. Flynn makes him go narrow down the side. It's Atkin, though, getting a touch again. Coming back was Charlie Johnston. Steals it away. Feeds it forward. McCulloch trying to get around the player. That was McCulloch. Got the well again. Woof. It was full face of McCulloch's stick. It may well, though, have just dribbled onto his foot. And that's stolen away inside the circle. Great tackle from Jorgensen to prevent McGill getting in there. Melville, you feel, are going to press, and they're going to press, and they're going to press. Hale will obviously be looking to try and catch them on the counter-attack as well. James Day going to be closed down by Flynn. Goes square to McDonald. Gears, well, a little touch actually took it away from Reynolds and into the path of Braden King. And King throws it high again. It's a run from Hayden Belts. He should get there. Brings it down into the circle. Oh, just too far ahead of Flynn. A great awareness by Hayden Belts. He saw Flynn coming through the middle. And Flynn is pretty quick, but he just couldn't get on the end of that one. And he's looking up to the night sky. Liam Flynn knows how that could have sealed the game for Hale. And now they've got to do some defending again. Thrown up into the sky. Brought down well by Matt Van Salm. Feeds it forward. Deflected by King. Down the line it goes from Faulkner. But it'll be James Day who collects it for Melville. Day brings it up to halfway. Sibbald got a touch. Faulkner will get the deflection. Faulkner carries it forward. Played it infield. Good defensive play coming back from Staines. Staines cuts infield, tries to find a gap. He did find a gap and got it all the way through to Willis. Willis now facing Jorgensen. Jorgensen watching the ball all the way. Willis doubles back. Jorgensen's still with him and Ashton comes back, but he's going to be penalised. So it'll be a free hit now to Trent Potter. Potter self passes, plays the ball infield into the circle. It goes. Hayward clears it. Hale. King again, happy to go out wide. Benji Austin throws it high. Watched it all the way. Hrobelaar dinks it past Day, but Day got a touch almost when the ball was behind him. Wonderful defence by James Day. Staines now. It's been restricted most of tonight, but again is a player that can turn a game in a second. Thrown to the air. Flynn gets there. Flynn gets there ahead of Arthur. Arthur comes back at him, feeds it through to Faulkner. Now it's Josh Belts. Belts, good pass to his brother Hayden this time. Hayden will go back to Josh. And a crossfield pass, but it was way too far ahead of the run from Matt Van Salm. Just looking at the body language of Jeff Cock, staying fairly calm down in front of us. Almost 5 minutes gone in this final quarter. Jackson Brown barreling into his former teammates. And Braden King has to get that one cleanly. He got it at the second attempt and got it outside of the circle, but Hale still under pressure. And, well, McDonald was lucky. Faulkner is asking what he's penalised for. He claims it didn't hit his body. I have to say, I thought it did, and that the umpire was right. So Jackson Brown will leave this one for Kieran Arthur. 10 minutes remaining. Hale leading by 2-1. Comes back to James Day. Comes wide now to Mitchell Pace. In fact, it just went over the side, so, well, I'm not sure quite what Hayden Belts was doing there. That's Tim Gears now sharing his opinion with the umpire. Oh, dear me. Jorgensen just lost it for a second, kicked it forward, smile on his face. I'm sure that's a smile of frustration. Day throws it into the air, out onto the right-hand side. Reynolds brings it down, plays it early. A little bit of space down the left-hand side. Into the circle it goes. And good defence coming back again by Sam Ashton. And you could see Ashton just urging his players to concentrate. It's just a little bit risky as they allowed the ball in behind the defence, and they've turned it over again to Frank Reynolds on halfway. And Fukunaga comes across. But it's going to be a free hit to Melville on halfway. James Day stops the ball. Jay McDonald goes back to Day again. McDonald once more. And Fukunaga gets the ball for Hale. That was a great intercept by him. Feeds it to Josh Belts. There's not much support coming through. There is a little bit now as Faulkner tried to come through. Day did well once more. Heavy touch from Faulkner though, and he's missed the ball completely now. So Staines has it on halfway for Melville. Feeds it out to Mitchell Pace. Back to Staines. Staines goes over the 23-metre line, feeding it forward. Willis is there. He'll keep it in play along the baseline. Beat the ball to Hayward. A shot comes in. Oh, what a save from Hayward. Well, Hayward was beaten along the baseline, managed to get back in position and made a great save to deny Ollie McGill from the top of the circle. So 2 really big saves from Leon Hayward tonight. Often we remember the goal scorers, but wow, Hayward, if they get the points tonight, he's the man who they can thank. Just as Fremantle could thank Ben Rennie for a brilliant save in the last 2 minutes when they managed to get a draw against Hale. Ben Rennie with a great save to deny Dan Sibbald. And that's gone into the shin pad of McDonald. Sibbald calling for the ball early. Dan Sibbald played in the Junior World Cup in 2013 in India. Here he is on the ball again. Capped over 50 times for South Africa. Lovely little shimmy by Sibbald. Played it into the shins. And, oh my word. I can only assume that they thought that was too high. The call was made by the umpire nearest us, Tom Keating. The crowd, one half of the crowd did not like that decision. The other half were ecstatic about it. 6.5 minutes left. Jay McDonald over the ball for Melville. They're pressing for an equaliser. Comes wide again to Trent Potter. He pings it in, stopped in front of goal. Oh, wide of the mark. What a great opportunity that was for Matt Willis to mark his comeback game. Been out for 6 weeks. Maybe that's why the radar was just a little bit off. Normally that would be meat and drink for Matt Willis. Maybe that is the luck that Hale needed. Missed by McDonald, but it'll be McCulloch to bring it down. Keeps it in play. Trying to feed it. Great intercept again by Day. Read it so well. Ashton forced away from the corner. Goes back. It's Jorgensen. Jorgensen goes back to Grobbelaar. Comes square now to Sibbald. Sibbald has Van Selm down the side. That's a good tackle by Davis Atkin. Atkin looking up again as he comes forward, feeds it into the path of Tim Gears. Gears is inside the circle, doubles back, reverse stick, but he goes wide. Well, again, Hayward, you felt had it covered, even if he'd played it across the centre of the goal. Wanting it from the other side of the defensive line. Ashton, we're into the final 5 minutes now. Can Hale hang on, or is there another goal from Melville? They've stolen it again on halfway. Here they come once more. Fed into the circle, trying to get it across the D. Lifted dangerously, but brought under control. I meant dangerously in terms of they could have scored from it, rather than creating danger. Craig Wilson is up on halfway. Talking to, I think, the players he's looking to get on there. Again, it's brought down by McDonald, who then forward drove it to Gears. Goes infield to McDonald, who advanced again. Van Selma's done well to hold him up. He's still progressing, though, and gets the pass to Gears. Gears plays a slap into the circle. Great defence again by Ashton. So calm under pressure. I'm sure his family, who are currently travelling, I think they're in Portugal at the moment. They'll probably be tuning in, watching. Looks like they're having a wonderful trip. His mum and dad. Haven't sent us a postcard, mind you. Well, free hit has gone the way of Melville. Still on the ground is Hayden Baltson, still progressing. Well, the free hit has gone this time, and I think quite rightly to Hale. Just barreling through was Ollie McGill. Never looked like he was either in control of the ball or his bodily movements. But Hayden Baltz has got into the habit of lying on the ground and appealing for things when play continues, and just needs to be careful he doesn't leave his team short. Good defence once more from Melville. Good work down the left-hand side from Mitchell Pace. A lovely pirouette from him and a good pass down the sideline. Infield it comes to Staines. A little bit of space for him on the overlap on the... Well, Sybil didn't get it under control. Now it's Atkin with a little bit of space inside the 23. Goes back out wide. Flynn, lovely tackle by... Well, it's gone against Flynn. And that's played deflected into the shin. I think Hale trying to say that that was high. I think it was below the knee, but was the leg in the air as it struck it. So Melville now with their 6th penalty corner. Just over 2.5 minutes left in the match. Leon Hayward has made 2 outstanding saves to keep his team in this game. And they will all be for naught if Melville score now. James Day will line up at the first battery. Kieran Arthur at the second. Hush is coming over the crowd. There's just a murmur around the stadium. No doubt telling everyone where they're willing the ball to go. Where's James Day going to flick it? They switch positions. Go to the second battery. Day tries to deflect it. It's gone into the body of the Melville player who tried to deflect it towards goal. It was Staines who came in trying to just get the touch. So it'll be a 16. Hale just ringing a few changes. Charlie Johnston's gone off. Braden King over the ball. Time back on from the umpire. Needs to make sure he finds a teammate, but throws it straight down the throat of James Day. And McCullough coming back. He was looking to try and blindside Day, and it just caught his foot. So it's back with Melville. McDonald goes wide down the left-hand side. Whistle has gone. It'll be a free hit to Melville. Wide on the left, just outside the 5-metre line. Forced out towards the corner. Now it's Kieran Arthur trying to find a way along the baseline. Appeals from Hayden Belts, and the umpire's arm comes out in favour of Hale. Just over 1.5 minutes left. For Hale fans, this could be a crucial victory in their season. Well, that one's been left to run. It'll be a 16. James Day is sprinting back to get the ball from the Bull Kids. Gets it. We're under 1.5 minutes left. Day carries up to halfway. Flynn closes him down, stumbles a little bit. It's now with McDonald as Sybil looks to close him down. Kieran Arthur drops back. He's the deepest player back now for Melville. Goes wide to the left-hand side to McDonald. Good work again by Sybil closing down that corridor of opportunity. The pass somehow gets through to Willis. Willis fires it across, and there's nobody there for Melville. Is that their last chance? We are now into the final minute. Hale leading by 2-1. Tim Gears places the ball for Braden King. King takes it quickly, goes back to Benji Austin. Austin plays it out. Hayden Belts needs to keep possession, beats one. And did the ball go out of play? Yes, it did. It's going to be Melville's ball. Well, groans from the Hale fans. That really needed to be kept in possession. Did it touch a foot there? Certainly looked like it might have caught Atkins' foot, but stolen away brilliantly by Josh Belts. Belts will no doubt run to the corner. Day is pursuing him. 12 seconds left on the clock. Josh Belts just needs to run the clock down in the corner, just out of sight of our cameras. Still with Josh Belts. The free hit has gone which way? And I think that is the end of the game. Or was there a penalty corner? The whistle has certainly gone, and I think that is the end of the game. So Hale have managed to hang on for a very important victory. And it is handshakes all around. Just for a split second, I just thought the whistle, when I heard it, it might have been a penalty corner. So James Day giving Melville the lead, but it was goals from Jack Faulkner and Josh Belts that saw Hale bounce back, and Melville now consigned to 3 defeats in a row. But importantly for Hale, they will climb up the ladder this weekend and are still very much in contention for the finals. The final score here, Hale 2, Melville 1.
Most of what we communicate is expressed through body language. So listen to these people tell you how they feel about having furniture from a local company with over 50 years experience in creating comfort.